Howdy doody, everybody. Glenn and Ben here from the Good Movie Monday podcast with another reaction video. We're gonna talk about Roland Emmerich's new movie Moonfall, which some of you on our social media pages might have seen that my review for Stack Magazine has gone live, so you probably know exactly what I think of it. Ben hasn't read it.
I haven't read your review.
Yeah, but you were with me at the time we watched it.
Yeah, I basically know what the review contains.
Well, do you? I mean, did I come away
unless it's a glowing review, unless you claim that it's an Oscar-worthy film and you're glad that Roland Emmerich is back on our big screens, then I'm pretty sure I've got a pretty good idea about what the review contains.
It's a pretty glowing review, and
for fuck's sake, really?
Well, I would love for you to have read it first because I contextualized why I like it.
Well, we can pause this video and
all right, do it. Pause it.
Because I mean, you do call it his dumbest venture yet, although you used "would arguably" in there, which I don't think anyone's arguing with that point. Like, no one's going to say, no, 2012 is dumber than this. No. 130 minutes of pure, unadulterated fun. Are you fucking for real?
I'm legit.
Yeah, stupid things like physics and logic there. Neglecting all credibility. That's a great line. If it was worded differently, that would be the great line on the poster. Moonfall neglects all credibility. Yeah, there's a good point.
What?
The Michael Penner that we typically showcase a star-studded ensemble. However, we only get the 3, and one could make an argument that Bradley does not count. Michael Penner is a bigger star than Bradley. Silly, preposterous, and dumb are all worthy adjectives to describe Moonfall.
And then?
Extravagant, exciting, and fun also do. Oh, Jesus.
And that's what I think of that.
That is a shocking. I don't know how you managed to call it one of the stupidest movies you've ever seen, yet also one of the most entertaining. I don't know how you did it in that review, but you did it.
It was the greatest suspension of disbelief I think I've ever undertaken.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. It makes some of the characters, some of the side characters do things that beg a belief so badly that had there been a wall in front of me while watching it, I would have gladly beaten my head against it. Like the director of NASA quits because it's too bad. You're like, so you're going to quit. The world is going to fucking end. There is one place where they could maybe figure out a way to stop it. No, I'm not going to be part of that. I'm going to go spend the last couple of days with my family because I can't be fucked. Like they're going to die unless you. It's unbelievable.
Hang on, unbelievable. Yet the moon has come off its fucking axis or orbit,
and it's a superstructure. that stuff. I don't like. I'm 100% with you on like leap of faith. Bizarre plot elements. Like I'm like 100%. Like the moon is a mega structure. I'm in. It's come off its axis. I'm in. Gravity is fucked. 100%. I'm there. I'm gonna quit my fucking job because the world's gonna end, and I could potentially save it, but nah, I'm just gonna go spend my time. I'm gonna stick my head under the ground and pretend like nothing is happened. That I don't believe. I don't believe the people stuff.
Maybe that says a lot about you and your expectations.
Yeah, I expected it to be a decent film.
Well, that's the mistake you made. I expected it to be a whole lot of shit because I think I get that from Roland Emmerich time and time again, and I enjoy it every time. But it's never great.
I thoroughly enjoyed, but the quality of Day After Tomorrow in 2012 versus this, as far as I'm concerned, they're worlds apart. This is like somebody gave an asylum director, $200 million to make a movie.
Yeah,
but with the same cut, like, you want Treach in there? All right, get Treach. There's some of the things, and like Halle Berry, the entirety of Halle Berry's character she's literally just in charge of the fucking ground crew, of the control room when space, and she's the next one in charge of fucking NASA.
But I also love the fact that she's like, "Hey, you two, let's just hop in a rocket and go."
Yeah, like an old rocket. That's how easy it is. And where the fuck is the president in this movie? Not there. Like he's in Don't Look Up. She's already gone to the planet with the fucking aliens. It's so bizarre. Like some of the things are so bizarre. And yes, the complete lack of people in any of the disaster sequences. The fact that, and I think the biggest fault in the story is that he made it like you watch things like The Core, or Day After Tomorrow. These things are all like weeks to months. This movie, it's like from the moment they discover the problem, we got 3 days. Like there's no way they cut themselves out of any reasonable chance of solving the crisis.
Yep. And I'll tell you where my mind was coming into this to begin with, which I never contextualized in the review or anything. The last thing I had in my mind was Geostorm, the movie that Dean Devlin directed. Dean Devlin being the producer of all these. And that was possibly one of the worst disaster films I've ever seen. So I had in my mind, can this be another Geostorm, or is it going to be any better? And it was infinitely better than Geostorm. And at the end of the day,
I'm going to have to go back and watch Geostorm because I don't know about that.
At the end of the day, like, as you read, I know how stupid this film is. I know it is dumb and it is, pretty awful, but it doesn't change the fact that when I walked out of the cinema, I'd had a fucking good time.
Yeah. I mean, look, to be honest with you, though, I think Patrick Wilson is incredibly charismatic. I really like him in these kind of movies. And I in my head, though, I think if he had been the lead of Geostorm instead of Gerard Butler, I think it would have been a much better movie, because the biggest problem with Geostorm in my mind is that Gerard Butler is like he's a rock and roller pretending to be a scientist. He's not good in that.
However, speaking of Gerard Butler, if people want an actually really good version of this movie or these type of movies, go watch Greenland. That's fantastic.
Greenland is great, but he plays an ordinary guy. He doesn't play like the guy who invented the fucking space station. Like he does in Geostorm.
Well, do you think that, like, we're not going to spoil the finale for people that do want to see it, but do you reckon he dove right back into his old Independence Day script?
Yeah, or something. Or this is what 2012 Day After Tomorrow. This is the week after tomorrow.
No, but I mean, there's a parallel though between how it all unfolds in the final act and Independence Day. It's the exact same trajectory.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell me how off, Mike, if you don't want to give away the spoiler, because I don't see it. The thing that I find so bizarre about this movie, though, and I hope I'm not spoiling, but it shouldn't be a spoiler, because shock horror at the end of the film, they win kind of like humanity, but do they? Because the Earth is so fucked up by what's happened to it. How is anyone alive? Like even the fucking military in the bunker in the fucking Hamptons, of course, like rich people holiday central is where the generals go to fucking, they all get killed. Like that thing cracked, So where's the population of Earth that survived? No structure, no city. It goes right back to the Dark Ages. So they don't really win. Like everything's fucked.
Yep.
It's such a bizarre movie.
It is a bizarre movie.
Unlike all those other movies, which all kind of universally end with cheering crowds of survivors, this movie there are no survivors. Seemingly. I mean, I don't know if that's because there was just not enough budget for extras.
Well, mate, I think that, like I said, is more the studio saying we can't put mass casualty on the screen, not in today's world.
Yeah.
But hey, you and I, we're survivors. We made it out the other end, mate.
That's right. We saw it at IMAX and we survived.
And I'm happy to have been a survivor.
And I don't think either of us got COVID. And we were joking before going into that movie that, like, if there was going to be anywhere that either of us got COVID, it was going to be at that screening.
Yeah, that's right. But
no, they were more concerned about us signing that review embargo for obvious reasons than they were about our personal safety.
Which got broken by somebody, by the way. But I found that quite interesting.
Totally, yeah. It's a ridiculous embargo to try and to embargo it the day after the
release.
Come out.
Yeah,
like anyone could just go and see it. So only the people who saw a previous screening aren't allowed to talk about it. But if the movie's on the day it opens, I think
more people are going to agree with your analysis of the movie than mine. And I think the point was that they just wanted to at least let people get in on that first night opening before reading all of the bullshit.
Bullshit reviews. I mean, look, I'm very grateful that you called what I just delivered analysis. I just think of it as angry screaming at the microphone.
Hey, you're nothing if not entertaining, my friend.
Yeah, it's just watch. Like, eventually, someone on one of these videos is going to watch me have a stroke. Like, maybe in the next Roland Emmerich film.
The amount of strokes I've watched you have on camera that I just can't put out there for people, I tell you.
Roland Emmerich should make a movie about me, the man of a million strokes. Like, and both sides of my face still work.
I was thinking.